Brian Tracy was broke when he was teaching others how to become millionaire. True story. I was very, very surprised when I heard this, and at the same time, very impressed. You may have heard of Brian Tracy. I hope you have. He has written 92 books. That's more than 4 books a year for 20 years. And some years he's written like 6 or 7 books. Change your thinking, change your life, make more money, the $1 Million Habits, master your time, master your life, goals, and the most successful time management book in the world that still sells today, Eat That Frog. So I was very blessed and thankful that in our mastermind with Jim Britt and Kevin Arrington, I had the chance, and I'm going to move away so that you can see that I was actually beside Brian Tracy in our Zoom, and I'm so excited that we had a full hour and plus to discuss with him, to ask questions. And it was quite enlightening. So I thought I would share with you my learnings from Brian Tracy. And I will get to that story, I promise. So first learning is your brand is the combination of the promises you make and the promises you keep. This is the most interesting and true definition of branding that I have heard in a long time. And it is so true. It's the combination of the promises you make and the promises you keep. So branding is all about doing what you say you would do and delivering. So I thought that was very, very interesting. So I'll let that sit with you for a while. The close is not the end, it's the beginning, because closing the sale is just the beginning of the sales relationship. And now once you've got the contract, now you have to deliver. And this is where it starts, not where the sale ends. Cool, isn't it? Survey. So we had a good conversation about asking your client, how was my services on a scale of 1 to 10? If they give you an 8, more likely they'll never buy from you again. They give you a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, they will not buy from you again. So you must have at least a 9 or a 10. And if it's anything other than that, you ask, what could I have done to get a 9 or a 10? And then they will tell you, well, I wish you had done that. So then immediately you do it that day. And that brings me to the next learning is the speed with which you respond is the most important thing. So you have to respond to, they gave you exactly why they would give you a 10. So you provide it right away and then you do it, you make it happen. The way you think about yourself and your future largely determines your future. And he is the living example of this. Is the way you think about yourself and your future will determine your future. When I get to the story, he said, if you're not working on your goals, you are running in circle, reaching the goals of other people. So you have to be working on your stuff. Otherwise, you're just working on somebody else's goals. And goes with this, the advice that he gives in the Eat That Frog, that you have to become so disciplined and constantly working on what is important to you and making a list the day before of what is the most important thing that you need to have done the next day. And you wake up in the morning and then you don't stop until this one thing that you said you wanted to have accomplished on that day to be done. Doesn't mean that you need to accomplish your goal during that day. It means that you set up an agenda for your day and then you solely focus on that goal instead of trying to reach other people's goals. And this is the number one. Teach others and you will become what you teach. So when Brian Tracy was asked to create a speaking engagement about how to become a millionaire, because he was talking a lot about making more money. So a firm hired him in order for him to give a speech on how to become a millionaire. So he had a few months to prepare. He did a lot of research and interviewed a lot of millionaires, and he created this talk. He delivered it successfully and then was asked to deliver it again and again and again and again. And he became very, very popular for that specific talk, which after became a book. All this time, Brian was struggling. He was broke. And he said, I've learned how to sell, and all my sales technique became from this, because he had to sell his stuff. He had to sell his house. He had to sell his car. He has to sell his stuff because he was so broke. So he had to be able to survive. So all this time that he was teaching people how to be a millionaire, he was selling his stuff to survive. So teach others and you will become what you teach. What a great learning. So hopefully you enjoyed the Brian Tracy special today. I am in awe of this leader. He's one of the top speakers. I'm not even sure if he's one of the. I think he's the number one speaker and book writer. He has created over 1,000 different product. So 92 books, but 1,000 different ways of learning. So the cassette tape back in the days, the VHS, the DVDs, all these learning resources that he has created have been translated in so many languages, and he has touched and made a lot of people rich and created a lot of wealth for a lot of entrepreneurs and structure and made the world a better place. So thank you so much, Brian Tracy, for all the learnings. I'm still learning from you. I'm still rereading a lot of your books. I have not read them all. And I'm on a mission to continue my journey to learning from you.